talk dirty to me.
Imperious one.
Been to Comic-Con, hope you speak my language. Your Harley Quinn don't need explaining. All I really need for you to do is just please talk dirty to me.
I can't believe that. Welcome to Talk Dirty to Me. All things comics, games, movies, conventions, everything else in between. Cosplay girls, too. We eventually have to get cosplay girls in here, Troy. Eventually. In costume. How cool.
That would be actually easy. We can do
It
this.
would be easy?
Yes, we can do this.
These two guys are two cameramen. We got to hook them up, man. You guys have girlfriends? Do you guys have girlfriends?
You
No,
might,
you don't?
You might after that episode.
You might. You may have to show up to the cons. Anyway, with the formal intros, I'm Jack Lutz, radio host, Comic-Con host, and co-host of this show. And with me, as usual, co-host, comic book store owner, a guy that I usually hand all my money to. He is my PIMP, because I give you all my money.
Your supplier.
My supplier, Troy Stegner. How's it going?
Pretty good. You left out actor.
Yeah, I don't want to throw that in. Yeah, it's on the side. It's on
Yeah,
the
you
side.
did a little
We'll
thing.
talk about that later. Oh, me. I haven't seen you in, what, 2 weeks?
It's been a while. Yeah.
It's been a good while.
Everybody's been on vacation or
Yeah.
doing other things, but we're back.
And so it's good to be back. I'm still wearing my red shirt. I'm alive. Still, for everybody at home that was curious.
Last episode, yeah, you lived.
I lived. I know, yeah. We were talking about board games. And today, we're going to be talking about, it's pretty straightforward. We're going to be talking about comics. We're going to be talking about the con. We're going to be talking about movies that we've seen, give our opinions on that. We've got our comic book picks. And I know it's good. This is just a coincidence. I brought a ton of comics, and so did
Yes.
you. You brought your top picks, and so did I.
Yes, sir.
So a lot of really cool stuff to get to. First and foremost, again, like, it's been 2 weeks. I've been up in the mountains. Haven't been able to talk to you. I've only had the Wi-Fi, and you're getting very frustrated, I know, and I apologize because I've been away, literally in the mountains. So if anybody's ever been to Capitan, you know you get no service there. No service.
Very
whatsoever.
isolated.
Right.
Great place to shoot a horror movie.
I know. You can scream, and it'll take the cops hours to get there. Hours. Who would have
If
thought?
at all. Yeah.
If they come at all, you know. But anything new with the con coming up? You're still doing EpCon.
Yes,
Okay.
we are.
Okay. Good.
We are. We had a meeting with the convention center this morning. Everything's
Oh, you
progressing
did?
smoothly with those guys. We're looking at bringing in some really big names for EpCon. I don't
Okay.
want to jinx it, so I'm not going to mention them.
Not, because you know, every time somebody who's brought up names for EpCon, it's let's be honest.
If I bring up a name, I have a contract for it.
right,
I'm not going to BS anybody.
Previously, if anybody remembers EpCon in El Paso, it's kind of shaky. Things have, to put it lightly, fallen through. And so with the new ownership that you guys have taken over, you've
Right.
had to establish some new stuff. We talked about this before, but again, we have to really nail this down and reassure everybody this is new stuff, new ownership.
New ownership.
You guys.
Not new management, new ownership.
So the meeting went well?
Yes.
At the Downtown Convention Center.
Yes.
Still planning on doing not just 1 day, 2 days? What's the plan?
It's going to be a 3-day event.
3-day.
For this one. There's plans a couple years in the future to spread it out to maybe 4, maybe 5.
Okay.
But not for the next couple years.
You know, the cool thing is about you is that...
Just one thing?
Well, you know, I'm scraping the bottom of the barrel here. But you go to a lot of the cons. You go to
Yes.
a lot of the conventions. And so what a lot of people can expect, and we were talking about this before and off air, is that we're molding a lot of things from San Diego, Arizona, Phoenix.
I'm trying to pick the things I think are good from each con
Yeah.
and throw them into ours.
How many do you go to? I've always wondered that about you. You go to quite a bit.
Yeah, we try to go. Well, all the local ones we try to go to.
Yeah.
San Diego every year, got to go to that. Phoenix is one of the big ones. If you haven't been to Phoenix, it's amazing. And we've molded a lot of our stuff from the way Phoenix does it. We haven't been to Denver yet. That's next on my list.
Chicago's a good one too.
Yeah, C2E2
Dallas.
would be great.
Yeah,
And next year we're actually going to the Toy Fair in New York City.
Oh
so
my gosh.
that'll
so
be
you're
a
gonna be
big
bringing
one.
back a lot of stuff.
I-
At Zia Comics
I hope
in
so,
Las
yes.
Cruces, where if you walk in and you see the wall of autographs that you have accumulated over the years
And those are just the ones we brought in the store.
that are
The
not
rest-
for sale.
The rest are at home.
That's good stuff. Yeah, again, check out Zia Comics in Las Cruces, where you can get your pull list today. I mean,
Yes.
right now, as we speak, walk in there.
We'll fill out a subscription form and start your folder.
Well, let's talk about that real quick before we go into the comics. A pull list means that you subscribe to certain books, and you guys will set them aside for Comic Day every Wednesday. Every Wednesday, when you have a pull list, you're 100% assured that you're going to be getting those books.
Yeah.
Yes.
If it comes in, the pull list get filled first. Anything left over goes on the shelves.
You got a great cast of characters over at your store. Great crew of guys.
Good.
And,
I'll pass that on to them.
Please do. Please do. Yeah, I hope I'm in their good graces. So, did you want to talk about top pulls, top
You
comics?
want to start with yours or start with mine?
Let's go with yours, because yours are awesome.
Let's start with.
It's going to be a tough act. You're going to be a tough act to follow.
Let's start with Thor's.
All right. So you've got Battle World going on. Battle World Thors. This is going on in relation to Secret Wars. Basically, you got Odin here. You got the female Thor, which has been really, really hot. A Thunderstrike, if I'm not mistaken.
I believe that's right.
Yeah, and then you got Ultimate Thor. You've got Beta Ray Bill.
Beta Ray Bill, the most important.
That dude is so near and dear to so many fans.
He's great.
So basically with this book, and you got the first issue here, this is talking about a bunch of Thors that are policemen, if you will, for Doctor Doom.
Right. Like, if you remember Secret Wars, all the worlds are colliding, all the realms, and these are Thors from all the different realms that he has enlisted to be basically his sheriffs.
Yeah, he can't go into other worlds
He's
without
trying
giving away too much,
Right.
with what Secret Wars is doing.
Right.
Which, by the way, is a lot cleaner than DC's Convergence, which was just a complete letdown.
Well, it had its good points and bad points.
When?
The only good point is it brings every universe, every DC universe that was ever in existence is back in existence.
Okay.
That means your pre-Flashpoint, Flashpoint, all those ones that you thought were gone are now open game for
So
books.
they'll visit those universes then.
They are allowed to now because they are back into existence in the DC universe.
Digress, I digest here. This main book here, this is a really cool idea to have every Thor in existence that they've had suddenly see if they can get along and be buddy-buddy with each other.
Right, and there's a little bit of headbutting, but for the most part, they police the realms, make sure everybody stays in their realm.
And for anybody that's a little confused here, again, different universes. You have the Ultimate Universe, which, if you look at the majority of Marvel films now, a lot of them take a lot from the Ultimate Universe. It's separate from the main Marvel Universe, but they do borrow a lot from the Ultimates.
Especially with the upcoming Fantastic Four.
Right, Fantastic Four, Nick Fury
Yeah.
is another big example.
And that's interesting because they're ending the Ultimate Universe.
Yeah.
It's done after Secret Wars.
Awesome. I mean, I've always liked it, though.
Right.
But it's good to see, one universe here. What else do you got?
Let's do everybody's favorite, Harley Quinn.
Now look at that. That is something that I'd like her to babysit. I would love.
I bet you would.
I would love for her to just sit around and put me to bed. I really would. This is okay. A very curious duo here. Two girls, two team ups that I don't think you'd ever imagine ever teaming up.
They've put them together a couple times here and there in Harley Quinn's book, but this is the first time that the title has been Harley Quinn and Power Girl. And
Harley Quinn, of course, being the demented former psychiatrist of the Joker, the ultimate love interest for the Joker. And if you watch Batman, you know who Harley Quinn is. For Power Girl, this is Superman's cousin. Superman's cousin from a different universe in the DC universe as well. Get it, got it, good. All right, so these guys are together, and this is a part of the new DCU. Not the new 52.
Right, new 52 is done.
Done.
The new stuff is all DCU.
So this one really piques my interest, really, because I want to see how these two are going to get along. This one I haven't gotten to yet.
I haven't. I've glanced through it. I haven't read it in depth yet, but it looks pretty good. It's comical.
We're judging this solely by the by the artwork alone. Solely. I mean, if you can get a good non-glossy, there you go. There you go for the kids. For the kids.
Yeah, I've always liked her artwork. So
yeah, I've always liked. Yeah. Next one. Next one.
Let's do. Let's finish up with that one.
Okay.
We'll go with another comical
now,
one.
Batmite, this one is, if anybody knows who Mr. Mixius Pedalic is, that is the prankster in the Superman world,
Right.
who just comes in and torments Superman every 90 days. Batmite is kind of like in the same vein for this.
Batmite is basically, he's from the fifth dimension.
Like Mr.
Yeah.
McSees-Pinlick.
He's Batman's biggest fan, and he creates problems for Batman just so he can watch him in action.
Right. He wants to see the Dark Knight do his thing. So this one, it's very. Would you venture to say that this one is geared more towards the younger audience?
I think so.
Due to the artwork, I mean, it's very cartoony.
Well, the artwork and the content is very kid-oriented.
Yeah. I mean, very, very cool stuff there. And so if you really want to get your kids into comics, again, I'm making the jump here. You got to get Batmite, and plus, look at that price there, $2.99.
Can't beat it.
Yeah, a lot of comics nowadays. When we'll get to one of them here, if you notice, the price jumps: $2.99, $3.99, $4.99, $5.99. The Death of Deadpool. You remember that?
$9.99.
$9.99.
A lot of pages though, 80 pages.
But we all remember those days of our parents going, it was 12 cents, 25 cents.
Yeah, I wish they would have kept those.
Right. Yeah, inflation. Again, good jump on point for the kids to get into. Right there with Batman.
Definitely.
Check that out. And the big one here.
The last one I brought?
Old Man Logan. This comes from a storyline a few years back that talked about Wolverine in the future, how he gave up violence. And
well, the villains won out.
Right. The villains, completely won out. And the main one was the Hulk. He was the big main villain who collected all of...
They split up the country. Red Skull was president in the East, and you had Dr. Doom like in the Midwest. And the Hulks had pretty much everything in the West.
The Hulk's and his weird...
Inbred
Hills Have Eyes family. And so they ended up kidnapping Logan, who gave up the title of Wolverine a long time ago. He swore off violence. Right. And so this is a continuation, more or less, of that storyline.
That universe, right?
Right. Great, gritty book. Highly recommended. Brian Michael Bendis is writing this story here, and the dude knows how to write books, especially for Marvel.
He created the Ultimate Universe. So
that we just previously were talking about. Brian Michael Bendis, really, when he's on his game, the guy can write some dark, gritty, heroic stuff.
Right. If you haven't read the original Old Man Logan, you should. Please do.
Along the Wolverine storyline. So definitely check that out. All right.
Let's have yours.
Mine, very, very quickly here. Where can we put this? Right here?
Sure.
The Chrononauts. Highly recommend that you get this one. This is if you're into buddy comedies, action, adventure, time travel. This is the book for you. If you've got one of this, I think of my best friend.
It's very Back to the Future looking.
No, you gotta love the alternate cover here. It is. It's a play on Back to the Future. Again, follows two best friends. It's a bromance, and they're geniuses, and they're in charge of going back in time, adventure, checking out, occurrences that have happened back in time. Again, I don't want to spoil too much, but they start to have a little too much fun with these adventures, and they try and fix things. Please check this out. It'll remind you of you and your best friend when you were kids just getting into trouble. Highly recommend that, the Chrononauts. And another one here, this one, you can't go wrong. Bam, Sinestro.
Best
You think so?
Anti-hero ever.
I agree. This is a play on of the former Green Lantern Sinestro and his Sinestro Corps. If you haven't picked this up yet, he is just he's an amazing anti-hero, in-depth character, very troubled.
On par with Magneto.
Very good, very good description. Very good description. So please pick that up if you love anti-heroes, if you love guys that just give the middle finger to authority. This is your title, Sinestro, right there. All right. So that'll do it for our picks. Again, you can get all these books over at your store. Give them the location.
Well, 1300 El Paseo Avenue, over behind Flower-Rama, same shopping center as Planet Fitness and Mountain View Co-op.
Get your pull list today. Get that. Again, man, these guys are on top of it. They put it like right here.
Boom, right there. It's right there where you're pointing. You're
How
touching
much time do we have left? How much time? You're counting me down. We want to wrap it? Okay. So we're done here with the first segment. When we come back, we'll talk movies, what you've seen, what you got to see, everything else in between. I'm Jack Lutz here with Troy Stegner. It's the end of segment number 1. We'll be right back with more Talk Nerdy to Me.
Talk nerdy to me. Talk nerdy to me.
Hey, welcome back to Talk Nerdy to Me. I'm Troy Stegner, your host, and my co-host extraordinaire here, Jack Lutz, Hollywood Jack Lutz. Indy
Lutz.
Indy Lutz. This half we're going to start talking about movies. The two big ones, of course, Jurassic World and Mad Max.
Still Mad Max.
Haven't seen it yet, but it's on my list.
What?
I
You
know.
haven't seen Mad Max
I
yet?
know. I'm ashamed. I'm ashamed.
Oh my God! I've seen that. Seen it about 3 times. 3 times. Everybody's like, "Who's got 3 times? Who's got that much time to go see 3 movies?"
This guy.
This guy right here.
This
right
guy.
And our cameraman too. And our cameraman, who's also seen Jurassic World a plethora, El Guapo, a plethora of times.
Cornucopia.
Right.
Yes. So you want to start with? Let's start with one we've both seen.
Yeah.
Jurassic World.
Dude, we could do the whole segment on Jurassic
Amazing.
World.
It broke. Like I said, it broke Avengers weekend record.
$512 million.
Kajillion. Yeah, it was.
You think it'll do that again next weekend? Hit the billion mark?
I think so.
A weekend and some change?
I think it's got another couple weeks that it's going to hit that.
It's got a lot of legs on it, too. This movie, it's in the same vein as the first one, too. If you were to rank them, I'd say the first movie and this movie are the 2 best in the series.
Number 2 was okay. Number 3 I try to forget about.
I don't understand what was so bad at number 3. I love the Spinosaurus. I love the Spinosaurus.
And I love William Macy.
Yeah.
I don't care for Tia Leone much, but...
Oh, what?
Yeah, I don't think she's a great actress.
She's
But
hot.
she is.
I have a
but-
thing for older women right now, but she's hot. She's totally hot.
Yeah, I'm just not into the whole storyline that my kid got lost there, and now I got to go find him.
Yeah. But anyway, I
to
digress. Jurassic World, a great storyline. Again, without giving so much away, you definitely have to see as Chris Pratt's character again. He was Star-Lord in this. He was Star-Lord in Jurassic World.
Star-Lord on Earth, right?
Right. He plays a animal wrangler, so to speak, for the raptors.
Right.
Stuff goes wrong. The company makes a dinosaur, the Indominus Rex, because
An engineered dinosaur.
yeah, and I have a little trouble following this because the story is they made this dinosaur because attendance was sort of dropping or sort of tinkering off a little bit. I said nobody wants to see this sort of stuff. You have millions of years to create these dinosaurs, different sorts of dinosaurs, and even Chris Pratt said this. They're coming in to see dinosaurs. That's enough. So I was kind of like,
But when you put the bean counters in it,
Yeah.
and stockholders, and they see it, oh, I lost 5 cents on my stock. I need
right.
make a bigger dinosaur with more teeth.
Well, and I think also the big trouble would be they're traveling to Costa Rica, which has to be expensive too.
Well, let me ask you this: would you go to Jurassic World?
of course I would.
Opening day.
Of course, I'd
right
wait.
there.
I'd wait though. I'd wait maybe the first week to see if nobody gets eaten.
I'd go. I'd get a Groupon ticket.
Right away. Win it on the radio station.
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
Yeah, I would definitely. I would be one of those people. I would go. I would be front and center at Jurassic World.
All right. Well, that's where you and I differ. I think I'd wait a week. Okay, nobody's been eaten yet. Okay, I'm gonna go now.
But the stories you would have.
Oh yeah.
The guy next to me, yeah, he got it.
You got the fish dinosaur too. See, we're gushing over the movie now. We're just like two guys. You're just a fly on the wall now, just hearing us talk about this movie. But again, it's all in good fun. The kids can enjoy this. I was very surprised though. They did show quite a bit of not gore, but violence with the people being eaten.
The death count's pretty high.
It
It is really high.
So definitely go see that one. Something for you, something for the kids. I remember going to every Jurassic Park movie, and this is age now. When Jurassic Park, the first one came out, I was front row. Right, like dead front row as a kid, sitting up in 1992. When number 2 came out, I kind of got back a little bit, and then when 3 came out, I got back. The new one, I got right into the center of it so I could hear everything.
Well, that and the
That's
3D.
age.
If you go to the 3D ones,
Yeah.
that's the sweet spot for your 3D.
Yeah, you got to be in the center. That's what a lot of people need to realize. When you go to a movie, you got to be right dead center where the speakers are. Look where the speakers are. If you get like maybe a little bit off, that's where you want to be so you can hear the sound travel.
Right.
Because everything now is so stylized. It's so modernized now that you're feeling it. You're in the experience. If IMAX is probably the best way to see it. I only saw it in 3D.
And they're playing at IMAX in El Paso.
And it's sold out every time.
Every time.
Our camera guy here was talking about how he saw it twice. How do you go see it on opening night on a Thursday? On a Thursday, I'm calling him out on this.
You got to know somebody.
I can't do that. Yeah, who did you know?
I just walked in.
You just walked in? Did you pay?
Oh,
you paid.
Who pays?
The guys over at Allen Theaters now are going to have this guy's photo, our cameraman's photo. Don't let him in. No, but it's so strange now. But how old are you? How old?
18.
You're 18. Oh, that explains it right there.
Yeah, they had that perseverance.
Yeah,
I have no patience.
Yeah, I can't do that. I'm in my
there's
30s.
five people in front of me.
I'm in my 30s, and I'm not even going to say how old you are.
Older.
But I was in line to go see it, and I had kids in front of me, and there's something about kids' voices when they get excited. I'm like, you know.
Yeah, it goes right through you.
And then the talking on opening night. How do you deal with that? Who goes to a movie on opening night and just talks throughout the whole thing?
Why?
Yeah.
Wait and rent it at home.
All right. I'm getting all like Andy Rooney on people.
Do you ever wonder?
In my day, we're not that old. All right.
Want to move on to Mad Max?
Mad Max.
I haven't seen it yet. I'm ashamed.
Gosh. This movie it's an experience. I've heard people say, oh, this is a religious experience. It's pretty close to that.
Really?
It really, really is. Miller is he's on it. Tom Hardy, he plays a broken down, disillusioned, very different from Mel Gibson's Mad Max.
No Bane voice?
No, he doesn't have to talk like this. No, he's got that really thick, grunty Australian accent in this, but
no gimmicks. It's just all good story.
All good story. It's just one glorified chase scene with Charlize Theron really taking first billing, really. And people were complaining about this, saying, "Oh, this it's a feminist movie. It's a movie that puts the guy in the back seat." You know what? Here's the thing. They did this right. They didn't have to reboot the character. They just made this another legendary character, legendary story for Mad Max. It just ever so happened that he bumped into this very courageous woman who's Furiosa, which there's now a Furiosa comic that you have in your store.
And a Furiosa comic, yeah.
At Zia Comics. And it's an adrenaline rush. It keeps you going and going and going. You're not going to rest at all in this movie. When you get done watching Mad Max, you're going to feel exhausted. I promise you.
It pulls you in?
It pulls you in. It doesn't let go. It's almost frightening how Tom Hardy portrays this character.
Wow.
And you're going to be seeing him, 4 more times?
Yeah.
He's set for life. Tom Hardy, conventions. Just planting the seed.
He's just coming off of 2 big movies.
Planting the seed right there. I know.
That seed's there. I don't know if it's going to grow.
Yeah.
I'm sure he commands a high.
Yeah. You got to get some good soil.
Yeah.
Get some good soil.
Maybe El Paso.
Right. So I plan on not being gone again for so long. I was gone for about 2 weeks. Did you want me to talk about that?
Let's do it.
I was filming an independent horror film called Good Night, Sleep Tight with former WWE World Tag Team Champion and Cruiserweight Champion Paul London.
Nice. Good Night, Sleep Tight.
He and I, along with a character by the name of Robert Dean, we played 3 killers that invade a house.
So there's 3.
3 of us. Think Strangers meets Halloween, meets a lot of Carpenter stuff. Takes place in the 80s.
3 different type of killers?
Well, we're all silent, but the movements are all different. I was wearing lifts, so I came off as 6'3" in the movie, and I pounded, walked. The other killer is more mechanical. He's more, diabolical. The leader of the book, the de facto leader. And there's another killer that you don't hear, you don't see until it's too late. And this family that we go in and we terrorize is in for a treat. Again, filmed in Capitan, New Mexico. Again, where when you call the cops, it takes them a while to get there.
If they come at all.
If they come at all. And it was a great experience.
When can we expect to see this?
A rough cut of it will probably be available right after October. It's going to try and be shopped around the film festivals. DVD.
Maybe by September for Las Cruces Comic-Con.
Fingers
Maybe
crossed.
a preview.
A preview would be great. So I'm talking to director Johnny Tabor about that. A preview would be fantastic, Johnny.
We could do that.
Film director of Good Night Sleep Tight and Day of the Mummy, starring William McNamara and Danny Glover. Go see that movie too, that he directed, and a little movie called Eaters that he and I were also in. There you go.
Boom.
That's why it was so hard to get a hold of.
And that's a perfect time because
Are we out of time
we need to wrap it.
already?
Yeah, I know it goes quick.
Gosh. All right, I gotta take my comics now.
Just remind you, the go to Zia Comics, they took it down. Right there. Go to Zia Comics for all your comic book and pop culture needs. Las Cruces Comic-Con, September 11th through 13th. And we're having El Paso Comic-Con April 15th to 17th. I'm Troy Stegner, my co-host Jack Lutz.
Good night.
Can't sleep tight.
Yes! Yes! We did it!
Talk nerdy to me. Mr. Comic-Con, hope you speak my language. Your Harley Quinn don't need explaining. All I really need for you to do is just please talk nerdy to me. Talk nerdy to me.